The Shibuya instance is finally here in beautiful, glorious, animated fashion from the gods at work over at Mapa Studios, and unless you have been living under a rock, it is genuinely hard to have not heard the absolute excitement that a lot of people, myself included, are feeling for the release of the JJK Season 2 Shibuya arc. And just thought the season in general, like Shibuya in specific, is widely regarded as one of the all-time greats within the current generation of manga, and maybe possibly of all time in the future, depending on how this series finishes, or how this even season finishes, and how it's received in the anime community. But Mapa just dropped their first episode today, and I can't tell you how good it feels to finally watch these moments being animated. But I did just want to say one thing. If you're one of those people shitting on the series for the first episode, adapting the wholesome encounter between Yuji and Ozawa, please, I implore you, go outside. But outside of that, and all jokes aside, this episode truly, genuinely encapsulated everything I wanted to see. The animation, and honestly, it was so nostalgic for me to see my three favorite idiots being animated again in such a happy manner. You know, it's just nice. It's reminiscent of the good old days before everything went to shit in Jujutsu Kaisen world. But let's talk about that intro real quick, because holy fuck, that intro was filled to the brim with teasers and Easter eggs for what's to come in Jujutsu Kaisen, and I will be making a separate video on this, and because that in itself, it deserves a whole video, because that within itself is, I noticed a lot, and I have watched that intro now an ungodly amount of times, because the music to it as well by King Gu, holy, the music just kind of slaps. I don't know what it is, and every time I watch it as well, something new just pops out. And if you're a manga fan, you probably already spotted loads of details as it is already. Also, confession time. I still can't tell the difference between season 1 animation and this one. Listen, don't boo me. Some of you guys are Boruto fans, okay? I don't even want to hear it, okay? But I can't tell. I genuinely can't. All jokes aside, I can't tell. There is a crazy difference between the animation as far as I can tell. There's definitely a change there. It's definitely different, but in a way that feels more refined. The clothes are less shiny, and it allows for a more fluid motion during action scenes, which there are a lot of action scenes this season, let me tell you, and it will certainly make the difference when it comes to those specific action scenes. I can just feel it, and just going off the trailer that we saw the other week or last Thursday, yeah, I can definitely feel it already, and even just the fluid animation of the intro and what we've seen so far, yeah, I can see it. Mappa definitely made some sort of change up within it, but I genuinely can't tell what it is. It's definitely different, but it's not crazy different to me. And I remember when the first season came out and then second season was announced and everyone saw the trailer, everyone was dogging on the animation, and I was just like, I don't know, I can't tell. Like, I genuinely can't tell. But anyway, this episode covered the events of the manga from chapter 79 through to the part way of 80, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they did change a few other things around, which I'll get to there. But it means the next episode will most likely give us the rest of Mekamaru's fight with Mahito and much, much more, which, by the way, it's genuinely something I totally forgot about. Like, this fight being a thing, yeah, no, I completely and utterly forgot about it, because there's a lot that happens within this arc, and my brain was more focused on the bigger events that happen within this arc, and while this fight is the catalyst to a lot of those events, it was just something that kind of slipped my brain. And genuinely, what I will say, though, is Mapa have done a phenomenal job of ripping out the panels from the manga and beautifully displaying them in glorious animated form for our eyeballs to feast on. But I genuinely can't wait to see more from this. Like, seriously, look at this stuff. Mappa have stuck to the source material as faithfully as possible, while also adding their own little bit of spice to help boost the potential of the series even higher. And I even hear that Gege Akutami, the author, the God-sama creator himself, is also working very close with Mappa to help them work a lot of the stuff out. And if that is the case, then it genuinely shows. But one thing I will say that they did do differently, as I just mentioned, is the beginning section of this episode, Yuji's quote-unquote date and his moment with Ozawa and their, like, sort of reunion here, that actually happens before Gojo's flashback within the manga here, and I'm not sure why, but they somehow switched it around, and it's definitely a welcome choice, if I had to say. I can imagine that for a lot of anime-only fans, seeing the main trio of characters interacting with each other all over again probably just gave them a chance to reacquaint themselves with with everyone again and familiarize themselves with our cast, with cameos from Mei, Todo, Panda, Maki, all these little cameos that have happened within the episode here. And that is not the only thing. There are a few other tiny changes here, and I mean tiny. They're not crazy, and this isn't a nitpick. It's just more of an astute observation from yours truly on my behalf here. And I did notice that they've changed the name of the binding vows and opted for the name Pact instead, which I wonder if it's a translation thing or if that is actually Gege wanting to purposefully change what the name is of those, because in the manga, the pact that Geto and Mahito are talking about is referred to as a binding vow, which is kind of interesting to change, but it is what it is. Overall, everything in this episode, as far as I'm concerned, was just genuinely perfect. Mappa feel as if they are writing a love letter to the series of Jujutsu Kaisen. As far as I can tell, the rest of the episodes will feel even bigger and better as we slowly, well, quickly go into Shibuya from 0 to 100. But that is everything from me. I just wanted to talk to you guys about this episode and get these feelings off my chest, because god damn, I have been excited anime adaptation to come back. Like, good lord, as a long time fan of the manga, it genuinely feels crazy to finally see these moments getting animated. But as always, that is everything from me. If you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe, because we are trying to hit 20,000 subscribers before my 1-year anniversary at the end of next month, and I am going to need your help for that. But as always, I will catch you guys all in the next one. Much love, big kisses, peace.